What's up, guys? So today is most insane day in Tower of God history, I believe. Everyone has been waiting for this, and I don't think I would have expected White to come out before July, maybe June pushing it because we still didn't get Karaka, Albelda, and the summer units before him, according to Korea. But this game decided to just skip 6 months into 2 months. Global's been around for maybe 2 months at most, maybe a little bit more, and now we're at like 6 months of Korea content. I'm going to briefly go over all the changes. So I'm not going to go into too much about the whole ancient species, but this is the pet system. It's a great power boost, and eventually they have a lot of passives or certain effects that make it really good. Um, so I don't necessarily know how this feature works, how you get the pet materials, whatever is involved with them. I just know the boost that they give. They're very good, very strong. And I know that you get the materials from the new Freedom of Challenge or Tower of Challenge, it is. But there is one pet in particular. I could have sworn there was one pet in Korea that basically prevent this one. So the Freedom Harry, it ends up basically preventing your team from getting one shot in PvE content. And this is the PvP version of that. So instead of letting you get one shot, it would end up recovering your own HP. But you could still technically get one shot. But this, for a Tower of Trial, would be the most important pet to aim for eventually, because it has a anti-one-shot mechanic that will hopefully allow you to progress much easier. But I'm not going into the system. I'm not too familiar with it myself. All I do know is that you do Tower of Challenge. It will give you materials. You do have to reach, I think, level 50 of Tower of Trial is 100 and 150 to unlock the full Tower of Challenge right now. But you would end up just fighting waves of enemies using these kind of new purple keys, and that's how you get the materials. And these keys, like it shows you here, you get them by spending Tower of Trial keys, or with a very low chance, when you defeat a Guardian in the Tower of Trial, you can also get one of these keys. So this is how you're going to end up getting the materials, and they will probably paywall this feature. I feel like they will release packs later on that you're going to have to spend, and you're going to be able to get a boost and get more materials. So it's probably going to be a pay-to-win feature. But the pets are very, very strong. Just to go over the stats one last time, you can see like this one gives ignition damage boost, ignition time increase. So when you need extra DPS, that could be a huge difference. This one also increases damage boost to regular boss monsters. For admin, this is going to be insane. You have a PvP pet. You have the Tower of Trial PvE climber pet. You have this defense pet, which is like a Halloween pet, probably, that they're going to give us. It's nothing really special. And then you also have like another PvE pet, which is damage resist, and it will heal you, just like the PvP one. But definitely this one is the most important to probably aim after for. When I find out more information, I could, do a follow-up video, update video whenever I start working on this or focusing on this. But there is like an intimacy effect. No idea what that means, but it's boosting specific families, different kinds of units. So what I do want to go into is on the downside is we still haven't gotten any proper content increase. So they baited everybody with Uraha last week, or 2 weeks ago now. Then the Sachi, like they're just baiting people left and right. So I will say that keep in mind that we could get Albelda really soon, or we could get Karaka right after this. We don't know what's going on anymore. It might be summer units right now. They might drop Christmas Y run right now. Like we don't know what's going on. This game is insane. But I am just upset that there's no content. So Tower of Trial is still going up to 250. Pot Rice has been stuck at 250 itself. Then they released story up to chapter 12, so we will have 2 chapters of story. But I feel like they should have increased Pot Rice when you're introducing Yuraha and White, which would have originally came much later in the game, especially White. And then the last most important thing is we finally get first Thorn Bam, which is so big. We don't have a physical main character to use in the Guardian boss mode. So First Storm Bomb is the only physical damage main character, so he'll finally do something in those bosses. And he's a tank. Now, personally, I'm not going to go into his kit too much. I would say that he's very underwhelming, though. He doesn't look great to me, even with a T6. He's just a tank. His only gimmick is that he does give shields to himself and then his own team eventually with Transcendence dupes, but he will be free. You have to work on him. He already has a high requirement, so he starts off at 125 account level, high amount of God's inventory. You also need to be up to date with viols and bombs, Revolution Roads eventually, story. So it is a high requirement. I will at least get him unlocked. Get this cleared out real quick. Hopefully I can just go in and one-shot all these things. Because, yeah, they're all level 80. They're not going to survive. So it is another main character to get. I would still say that everyone still focuses on Bomb and Viol. First Thorn Bam is probably only going to be used in Guardian Boss for wherever there's magic damage immunity. And maybe if there's a future place where you need 3 different kinds of teams in the content, because King's Order only lets us use 2. But he doesn't have much of a use. All in all, though, if you don't have a tank, if you're free to play, he's probably great because you do want to have a tank. So at least he would have some kind of sustain with shields. You don't have, Yuriha maxed out or Jinsung by then. Maybe Hoakin was supposed to come out with white, but we're going to check that. I don't think he is actually out in the game. I would have assumed they would have stealth dropped him. So I got first Storm Bomb unlocked right now. Get this completed. And, okay, so I get the Boro skill. I think the most important thing about First Storm Bomb is the Fate Tree, which is like what just reminded me right now. So I'm almost into the next part. All I'm missing is the Affinity, and I can do this, and then that, but I'm not going to do it right now. I don't want to take away from the main focus of this video. I will do a follow-up video, maybe in the next few days after all this. But if we go into the Fates, it was a little different in Korea. I think White was there, but he ended up getting moved to Viol. And I feel like there was one more person. There's like another character I'm thinking of that was probably also on First Storm Bomb. But when Albelda comes out, she's going to be on this Fate Tree. So the most important thing is for us is to unlock this just so you can do the Fates. I'm going to reset this. I'm going to get Yuraha up to at least 20. When I get White, I'm going to probably give him 30. And for Sachi, I'm definitely going to give him probably 20. And then I like to just balance out. So if I have enough Fates, I might just go into like 5 or 10 for everyone else. The rewards are also here. So biggest thing is what skill books he gets. So he gets Sachi's skill at 31 Fate. I wish we had free Fate resets because I would Fate reset into every tree right now. And just get the 31 at least. There is no 50-something book, though, for him. I know for Viol we have the... This one's good, though, because this is Ron's book. I wish I could get this one, but I don't know. I'm not going to calculate the fates. It's a really high amount to get that. And same goes for Bomb. He gets Rachel's skill diary. So at least First Storm Bomb doesn't have anything there right now. But the fates is the best part. Moving on to the main focus of this video and why everyone is actually here. So we have the most broken character in the game release, which is White. This is Hoakin, but all powered up. It's honestly crazy to me, but they're not dropping Hoakin with him. And my assumption is that if they dropped him, it would have probably upset the whales who went T6 for Jinsung. But at the end of the day, Hoakin T6, when you were pulling for White, you would have got him T6 if you were pulling for Max. And he is like the best PvE tank, and you would have Urek T6, who is like the best PvP tank. And because of those two, and at Max, they kind of phased out Jinsung. So I feel like they want to give Jinsung a longer run in Global, and that's why they might drop Hoakin at a later date. But there's really no explanation to give, but I will go over it anyway. So White is just ridiculous. He's physical damage all around. He's a fisherman. He's a Fug family. This is where if you're crafting for legendaries, you want to craft them for White. If you're going for your weapon, make sure it's for either fisherman or White. You need to stack everything into White. He is the best carry in the game. Like, this is the most ridiculous thing you're ever going to have in Tower of God right now, until Enryu, which at least Korea leaked. So I'm assuming Enryu is probably going to be the magical damage version of White, but he should be just as insane. So we do have his bread and butter for White is his first skill. So the unique factor about him is he's the first unit that will reset his own cooldown on his skill when he doesn't hit an enemy. So it says here, there's no enemy within range of the attack. The cooldown will be reset. This is very big because you'll often see times in a stage where a unit just uses their skill and misses. Doesn't hit anyone, and it screws you up. You get RNG again. He doesn't have that issue anymore. He will just reset it himself. At level 20, it's 525% physical damage to all enemies, but his Transcend is where you want him. If you can, you want to T4 him for his Transcend effects on his skill 1, because this is his most important move. All his damage comes from this, but he ends up getting a self-heal. So for 1 dupe in, he recovers his own HP by 30% of his attack. At tier 4, he recovers an additional 30% of his attack. So he goes from having 30% heals to 60% heals from his attacks, which is huge considering how much damage he's going to do. His tier 2 is just an AoE that ends up recovering his own health. It's a lot on the weaker side, but it does end up healing him for 40% at max. The best thing is his second dupe because it ends up silencing the enemies within range for 3 seconds. So it gives him crowd control. And at tier 5, it's really unnecessary, but it gives him additional 100% damage for that skill. Then we have Incinerating, which is his passive, which is insane. Yes, he does get the flat out physical damage boost by 60%, but he gets CC immunity. So at the start of battle for 7 seconds, he cannot be crowd controlled. He's pure CC immune. Ridiculous. And then his tier 3 adds an additional 15% increased physical damage, moving up to 75%. Like, crazy. Then you have his EX. It's, I would say, less important than his skill 1, but it does end up increasing his physical damage by 30% for 7 seconds when you T6 him, and that is what makes him ridiculous. The EX is not that huge of a focus unless you have him T6'd, but it does do 7% physical damage to enemies within range 2 times, so craziness. Like, him and Uraha have that futuristic meta where their attacks are dealing very high percentages, and they hit multiple times. I think at least the only unit I looked at and know of is Hansung. He does hit like 8 times at a certain percentage, but it's starting to become more and more apparent. And then he also recovers HP by 50% attack per hit, and then he retreats backwards, so he probably does like a, I don't know, like just a step back or something, or a Shunpo, whatever it is. And then his ignition weapon. It's not too big to go into his ignition weapon for dupes, but the stats of the ignition weapon is what we're going to look at because they boost his attack. So his actual physical ignition weapon upgrades the basic attack for 7 seconds, will be longer with the ignition weapon being transcended enough. Deals 504% physical damage to all enemies, recovers HP by 51% of his attack, and increases his attack by 60 for 7 seconds plus the additional character level. So it just makes his S1 hit so much harder. You're going to max S1 and passive as high as you can. Try to go for like 10 on the S2 and the EX, and then go for like 15 or more on the S1 and the passive, because that's pretty much what you want. You'd want to max him all across the board. Like, there's no unit like him. So we're going to see what we do with that. But the ignition weapon wise, he does have it right here. So his Transcendence gives you a lot of attack. As you can see, it ends up giving, I feel like, yeah, some of them are different. Like, I was just about to say that certain Transcends are different, because you might get defense here or a different skill. But he gets, for 1, 30 extra attack, 50 extra attack, ignition time increased by 4 seconds, which I feel like is a huge thing. Like, tier 3 ignition weapons, I feel like make a big difference. You also get another attack boost. Unfortunately, the 5 gives you 150 defense. But that is a lot of defense. And then the last one, when if you have the T6 weapon, makes him beyond broken, because it increases his attack speed by an extra 30%. So if just by having the weapon by itself T0, you get 40% attack speed boost, this gives you an extra 30% on top of that, making it 70%. That will be massive damage. And let's not forget the Awakened Shinsu skill. It ends up going to, I think, like 20-something%. So he gets his damage increased for 8 seconds after using a Shinsu skill. At max, it's like I think 20 something percent, like maybe 24, maybe lower than that. I've already had the displeasure of getting Bong Bong's weapon maxed and Yon's. So I know how much it takes to max it. I'm not looking forward to that part. But they were ridiculous, especially Bong Bong for me, because her crit was from 100 to 200 by the time you T6. And I can tell you that from my experience, it really does make a difference to get that going. To get white. Going super crazy with the damage. Is it necessary? No. I don't think you need white T6 weapon. I think that's overkill. But if you can, get white T6. If you can't do that, at least go for white. If you're free to play, I'll explain this furthermore while I'm actually on the summons. But let's just see what else we need. So, right now, at least into the banner, I have 212 reds with 81,830 diamonds. And I must say, it's not enough. It's not enough. Yuraha cleaned me out. I've been getting cleaned out week after week. So, we have a lot of packs this week. And as you can already assume, they're gone. I ended up also getting all the monthlies for the double diamonds. I ended up also getting all the dailies. So we got 24 lined up. Receive this all. It's going to give, I don't know how much gold I jumped. I jumped up like 30k diamonds, like 20 mil gold. I jumped up all this. I got every pack I could get. I've been pretty much doing this consecutively now for over a month and a half, if not 2 months. We got a lot to work on. So now I'm at 607 reds, 113,000 diamonds. That gives me at least 1,700 reds. But we are going to first use the blues. I'm really nervous. I know how much it took for me to get Yon and Bong Bong double T6, and I did them both the same day. It's one unit, and I also want to remind you guys that anything can happen. I could go all in on white right now, and they might drop Albelda literally next week. And then I'd have to end up doing the same thing, because I am planning on doing both T6 weapon and character on Albelda. I'm hoping and praying to God and every gacha lord in this universe that they give us at least 3 weeks for white. I hope that Albelda comes out after white's banner is gone, because this is ridiculous. Karaka's been vanished. You know, if they're doing it based on story-wise, in terms of appearance, Karaka appeared before white, and he appeared before Yuraha. So it's so weird how global is going. But I feel, and I've said this in my first or second video, that they're going with a pure profit route. And I truly believe that that's what their intention is. They've made the roadmap out now to just get the most money out from global. That's why they know how to drop it and when to drop it. But we just don't have the content for this. White is too broken and too overpowered for this part of the game. Alright, now the moment everyone's been waiting for. We can finally pull. I'm having so much anxiety, so we're going to get the blues out the way. I'd recommend at least getting these blue and red packs, because it's like the starter edition. They reran it, so if you got it once, you can go ahead and get it again. So it is worthwhile, ends up saving you a lot. And it's like probably one of the best deals you can get. So we're praying for straight legendaries. I really just only want to get white. I want to make this quick and clean. I need to save. I got a Kasano dupe from the blues. You can pull white's weapon. A lot of people don't realize, and they're always surprised. But when a unit comes out, I think that's T6 Hansung, or it might be T5. When a unit comes out, wow, 3 like back to back, and a Sachi dupe, and I already got him maxed. I literally used a Destiny card. All right, so I was gonna go all in on white, and basically even get his dupes and get his level plus 15. But it's unnecessary right now, and with the amount of pulls that might be happening in such a short time, I'm going to hold out on that. I was going to make it like the craziest video ever, better than Hashirama, better than anything I've ever done. But yeah, it'd be just too stupid for me to pull into white and get him like 20 times extra. Like I'd have to get him at least, I think, 13 times extra after max just to get his level plus 15. And I'm not doing that. Especially when I'm going to have like all these regular legendaries maxed out by now, like another month, and I'll be getting dupes left and right. So I'm going to hold off on that. I did it once for Xiao Xiao, not doing it again. Now we're doing it for white. So I'm praying To get him fast, get him easy, I need to get him maxed out. And I've seen a lot of bad luck going on, so it's like really stressing me out. Okay, please white. Okay, yes. We started off. We got white. 6 to go. I pray for this. White back to back. No, I get the Gray Family ignition weapon. Okay, those ignition weapons are the best ones you want to see. And like I was pointing, I forgot to actually go over this, but if you're free to play, I would suggest getting one white and his ignition weapon. He needs his ignition weapon. Got my second white. Perfect. Oh, okay, that's T1. T1 right there. Come on, game. Please have mercy on me. Like, I feel like I got kind of robbed on Yuraha. And that's another Sachi. Yo, this game is not doing this to me. When every time I max a fucking unit, it starts throwing me in my face. Like, I literally did 10 extra white pulls for a Zhao Zhao, and I kept getting Zhao Zhao. Now I'm getting Sachi duped out. Nah, this is fucked up. This game, it has an algorithm for this. I swear to God. I swear to everything I believe in and everything I don't, that they fucking have an algorithm. The most recent unit you get T6, keep pulling them. It's tier 2. Okay, come on. I really hope to God. Tier 3, yes, tier 3. Come on. Come on, I need the T4. T4 right here. T4. Okay, tier 5. Come on, tier 5. Come on, game, tier 5 right now. Please make it easy. Please make it easy. The weapon is the hardest part, and I'll explain when we get to it. But basically, the units have a higher percentage. White tier 5. Nope, what is that weapon? That's Sachi's weapon. Okay, that's not maxed out. I'll take it. They're really stacking up my Sachi, so I appreciate it, game. At least give me the weapon over his actual unit. Okay, that's tier 5. Next is tier 6. Fucking Daniel. At least we got it right away. So this guarantees white right now. Whenever I just get the next legendary. So I feel like overall right now, I did very good on white. The average for a T6 is like 525, 550. I got him in 440, I think. I got white T6 right now in 440. And he's going to be towards the bottom. So we got him right now. Tier 6. Let me at least equip his gear. Get him some power going. We're gonna make sure. Love the auto equip feature, except doesn't do the weapon right. So right now he's at 91k power, missing ignition weapon, missing transcends, missing fates. But we're gonna T6 him right now. A lot of gold at work. I wanted to craft his legendary weapon too, but I'm missing the ruby refines because I just went for Yurahaz when she came out. So it's gonna take me another week or two to probably get the legendary weapon. So there we go. Tier 6. Bam. Halfway done. 102k power right now without the ignition weapon. Let me just double check. Hansung. Yeah, that was T6 Hansung. So I got Hansung T6 right now too. And I think I got another Daniel. Makes him T5, right? And I got 2 Sachis, which is fabulous. If I didn't just fucking max him last week, I would be so happy because I have 2 more Destiny cards. But now I feel like shit. So it is like a tip, but I would say you can go to customer support, make a ticket, and once a year they will give you a refund for any kind of item or whatever you use. So I could actually go to them and say, you know, can I get my Destiny card back for Sachi? But it wouldn't make sense because I'd lose the dupe now, get the card, and have to pull him again. But if they dropped him in like the beginner pack, it would make sense to do that. Because you could guarantee him and get one back. That gives you 1 Destiny card back. But I'm too late. I already missed out. Not a weapon. So the problem is the detailed rates. Units are about 2 to 3%. And then when they're boosted, they're like a 1.5% or something like that. But the weapons are flat 1%. So let's say a character, you have a higher chance of pulling a character by 3 times before you pull a weapon. And that's why these ignition weapons are ridiculously hard to get. This is why when you're pulling for white, it's like a 500 average, but for a weapon, it could be almost double. So we're gonna see how much it takes to get his weapon tier 6. Because this is like insane, but it's a very low chance to get legendary weapons. Like, you're gonna have to go pity, and I don't even get the weapon. I get an Evan dupe, which is actually very good. But yeah, the weapon part is gonna be, it's gonna kill me. Like, I already know. It's very, very bad. Guaranteed weapon. That's the first. I'm already 100 something in, though. So this is where all the diamond reserves are going to have to come through. And I am out of packs after this. So let's just buy. We're gonna have to go in. Gonna just be buying 99 at a time. Please. Okay, Ron dupe. I will take this shit because this is what I want to see. I want Ron Mox. I want Ran Moxed. I want Ran maxed. And I want to get Evan maxed. So I'll take those two. But you see this. This is like going to pity almost every single time. Okay. That's the tier 1. This is going to be a long road. I mean, I really hope I don't have to get any more. I hope that this is enough. I'm fine with all the resources going into this. Please, white weapon. Okay, yes, that's a tier 1. No, tier 2. Tier 2, okay. Double pity is what will fuck you harder than anyone on a Friday night. It is, like, insane. It's just insane, the percentage. Like, the weapons I've had... This is the 3rd time I'm doing this. Please, white. Okay, Huayron dupe. Perfect. I'll take it. Like, I want to get her dupes, too. So, give me these good dupes, and I will be appreciative, regardless. Come on, game, please. Okay, something that's the funniest thing is when you lag. Yes, tier 3. When it lags, sometimes it can just lag and you think you get a legendary or something new is loading in. Oh, back to back. Okay, Huayron again. I'll take that. Okay, that's good. I just want legendaries. I don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, I don't care. Give me legendaries. Damn, we're like, this is just rough. Still rough. Could always be worse, though. That's gonna be 4. And that is 4. I'm gonna double check because I'm losing count right now anyway. Yeah, that's tier 4 right there. So I need 2 more. Okay, 2 more. Right here? A knock, and she's already maxed, so let's go. That's gonna be okay. I mean, I'll take. I really don't want character dupes. I really don't. Come on. All right, we're gonna have to go in. Definitely another 99 for this one. That's tier 5. Then just 1 more. Come on, game. Right here. Fuck. Wait, that's tier 6 Zhao Zhao. Okay, I was about to say. Okay, that maxes Zhao Zhao. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. That's good. He's still gonna be used heavily. Okay, now I'm gonna just go 1 by 1, because not that I don't need these summons, but I'm going to have to actually go for another unit probably next week, so I want to be on the conservative side right now. So we're just gonna go 1 by 1, finish it out. And I actually want to get ignition weapon dupes, just so that I can max White's ignition, but alright, like, I'm crazy, but to do that right now, no, I'll passively get it. That's White's tier 6 weapon. So I used up all my reds, and I used up like 60k diamonds, more or less. No, like 70k? I don't even know. I don't remember how many I had. I had 100, I think if I had, I don't know if I had 120k, 130k. But if it's 120k, I used about 600 for his weapon, tier 6. If it's 130k, then I use about 700. But alright, we got the ignition weapon. This is also going to cost a lot of gold. I did get Sachi's, so that's an extra 3% damage, and it's that. I wish I could get the next one, though, the Transcend effect, because this ignition time increase is big. Got the next thing for Great Family. And that was the only legendary I pulled. But White's weapon, we're going straight to 6, so he's going to have such a big damage boost. Alright. Went down to like 54 mil, so it's about 20 mil went into Transcending. I'm gonna have to upgrade this weapon too. I'd like to get it more and more, but for now I'll stick it to 15. Try to save some resources. Like, I'll probably push it to 20 later, but right now we're just waiting. So this is White right here. T6 both. Weapon and himself. So that boosts him up to 110k. Still missing Fates. I could probably get the boots for an upgraded gear, and I have to also level up the skills. So he's missing still a lot of things, but I will continue that part in a follow-up video. In the next few days, I'm going to power up White even further, go through everything on my account. I'm going to actually do this. So we got Evan right now, tier 5, which is huge. I do really want the tier 6 for the additional defense increase. I got Zhao Zhao T6, which is also huge, so she just gets 20% more damage. Actually, that's not really that big, but the stats are good. Got Huayron twice, though. So that's very good. Just increases her damage, and I do use her in admin. And I got Ron, I think just once. The tier 3 gives us passive a big boost. Would love to get tier 6, and that's what I'm saving my Destiny cards for next, I think. I could do it for Evan T6 right now, but I'm not in a position where I need the content for him, at least. If I get to Tower of Trial in the next video where I have to have like a tier 6 Evan to clear, then I'll go ahead and use the Destiny card, whatever. But if not, the plan is to save for Ron. I want to get him tier 6 because he does a massive amount of damage. And I think White coming out is going to make my Yone useless, despite the heavy investment into her. But you can't regret it. White is the best in the game. Like, this is his art too. So looking beautiful, looking amazing. He is going to be the god. Like, he is going to be the best thing in this game for a long run. But we're not done yet with this video. And you guys thought we were done? No. We still got what makes a better video than a one tier 6 T6 White. We get another T6 White. So this is my brother's account. He's been free to play. He's been helping me out. So, you know, brothers depend on each other. But since he's been helping me out a lot over the past year, I got the packs and stuff and loaded up for him. But my man's going from free to play XL, because you know he's gonna have a tier 6 White hopefully and just the weapon. I can't do T6 weapon and T6 White for me and him. All right, like I would love to do that, but there's a lot of shit going on, and I got the future to plan for. So we're gonna go for this. We're gonna start with the blues. We're gonna pray. He really needs a lot. So I'm really hoping for the good units, great dupes, ignition weapons, you know, families. First legendary is a good sign. Gonna get it out with the blues, and he gets a knock. Okay, so he gets a knock. Let's see. We're just hoping. We're hoping for a lot of good stuff. He still needs this ones. He needs AA dupes T6. Like, my man is free to play for life. All right, we're surpassing that. He's bumping up from the working class to the 1%, alright? It's like living in the slums, going straight to the Burj Khalifa. Okay, that's amazing. You need family ignition weapons as a free-to-play. It is how you're gonna save. You don't have to go for really as many weapons. And it's just that. So now we're gonna go over to White, and we're praying. So we're going straight for T6. Then if the 663 is not enough, I'll sacrifice some more. Make sure he gets the weapon because you need the ignition. So let's pray to God. It's like the worst time for all this because, no joke, I literally bought a Steam Deck like 4 days ago before it was announced. Okay, you got a bomb dupe weapon. That's funny. So even though you can get them from Revolution Road and like level ups, yeah, you still have to pull them. But yeah, I literally got the Steam Deck, like the highest storage. I bought like accessories that are worth as much or more than the Steam Deck. And then I find out that White's coming out right now. And then I'm T6ing him twice and T6ing the weapon once. So there's White, the first one. Now we just need 6 more. So I pray we get the good luck. I feel like I had really good luck on my pulls. So I hope that for my brother we get also White T6. I just realized that he might not have the gold to see T6 right away. But we'll work on that. We'll work on that. No, we're not rushing for that at least. Okay, you got a thing that's Y runs ignition. So ignitions are good. This game really makes a unit unplayable if you don't have an ignition weapon. But the only alternative is that they give you the family ignition weapons to kind of help out. Wow, that's a double AA dupe. I know he still doesn't have M6, so he had really bad luck with that. Or even a purple unit. So this is gonna bump my man up. Okay, that's tier 1. Yeah, tier 1 White. I'm just still got anxiety with this. Like I don't know why. It doesn't get easier to this T6 units the more you pull into them. For some reason, it just doesn't get better. It gets only worse the more you go into this. It's like a never-ending rabbit hole. So, yeah, that's a rock. Okay, that's just tier 1 so far. Damn, this is looking a little rough. Got the double pity back to back. Okay, this is looking really not good. Okay, double Whites. Okay, Sachi dupe. So that's tier 2 White and a Sachi dupe in the same one. So does that reset the pity then so that next one is guaranteed White? Like, I don't get it. Because it just means he got both the legendaries. So I think it should be T3 White next. That should be White. Okay, that's tier 3 White. So we need 3 more. Or is that 4? Wait. Okay, Yuri, huh? I think that's 4. And this is gonna be 5 right here. But we will fall short for the weapon. Tier 4 White, come on. 5. Okay, 5. 6. 6, baby. We done. Alright. Why? Oh my god. Alright. It ended up double registering when I clicked once. And it went twice. Alright. Now we gotta go into the weapon. So we gotta get it. I'm hoping it's the first pity. Like, just please, game. Like, just make it easy. Weapon right here. And it is. Okay, wow. Easy. Easy. 20. 20 for the weapon. So it still has 96 left over. He's got to hold out for Albelda. So he did get some good changes. I mean, he got a... How much gold does he have, though, is the question. He's got 9 mil, so we can't even use it. But overall, pulls went good. T6 White. Wait, it's tier 5. Okay, I could have sworn it was tier 6. Okay, I guess we got to go back in for one more. So, wow. Okay, just when you think it was over, there it is. Tier 6. Fooled you. I did a pump fake for everybody. Alright. Like, honestly, it was not looking great at the beginning. I feel like the first 300 was so bad, and then it just kind of, like, it redeemed itself. So, my brother gets to enjoy T6 White. Also get his ignition weapon. First +3. Wow, I forgot about these packs. So, this one's not that great, but the first T6 one gives a lot of gold. So he's just got enough. Man, my bank account hurting. Like, Jesus, I'm gonna consider that one. I only got 2 hours to think on it, but I'm gonna see. Like, that's a little steep right now with how much I've been dropping this week. Like, so we need to get the physical weapon. Unfortunately, my brother don't got the best gear. But it's all gonna change. All right, he leveled up. He's out the fucking mud right now. So he's got the tier 6 White. Got the weapon. Now we just have to invest into White for him. And then we're gonna see where his account ends up. I don't know. I hope he really progresses really high. I'm not gonna have any gameplay for you guys right now. But you will see right here, like, Got 2 tier 6 whites and 1 tier 6 white with the weapon. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I wish you guys luck with the pulls. Send me the comments below how you guys maxed them both out in like one multi. I really want to hear it. You know, like, it's been a crazy week. It's gonna get even crazier. Expect the part 2 coming up in the next few days. You're gonna see me properly powering up, and I'm gonna try to show you guys content. So you're gonna see me hopefully blasting through everything. But otherwise, guys, live Moss and stay free to play.